Planet magazine.
Also known as Wednesday 13. Welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
Welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
Welcome to the video. Welcome to Brutal Planet Magazine.
You're listening to Brutal Planet.
Hey, what's up, everybody? CJ Pierce here from Drowning Pool, and you're listening to Brutal Planet Media right here. Get yourself.
Hey, I'm Steve from Within the Ruins, and this is Brutal Planet.
Greetings, Brutal Planet. We are live today with Michael Moose Thomas from the band Kill the Lights. Thank you for taking the time today, sir.
No problem. How are you?
I'm good. You're in the UK right now, huh?
Yes, we're in South Wales at the moment, at home.
All right. Well, let's get right into it, man. You've got quite the story, the origin story as far as the world of metal goes. You were one of the founding members, correct me if I'm wrong, of Bullet for My Valentine, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So how did I guess describe your trajectory? How did this band come about? And go as far back as you want.
Basically, I met the Bullet guys. Well, we were Bullet. We started the band, and we were called Jeff Killjohn. We was only I was 16 at the time, and I'm 43 in June, so it was a long time ago.
Right.
We just went to college. We all knew each other from school. Ended up going to music college together, and then there was this talent competition which we entered, won, and we thought, okay, we can give this a go. We started writing original music, and then changed the name to Bullet for My Valentine, and basically from there went crazy.
Yeah, you guys were pretty big for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, we were almost there. Do you know what I mean? We almost got to be like the next Iron Maiden, but I kind of dropped off a little, which is okay.
Well, there's a lot of good music. You guys put out a lot of good music, so you have that legacy to look back on.
Oh yeah, definitely. The first three Bullet albums are probably my favorite albums. Anyway, I know a lot of people say the same thing. Yeah, so I'm definitely proud of what I've done in the past, for sure.
So how does Kill the Lights come about?
It's just something I put together after leaving Bullet. I was bored in the house, drinking too much wine. So I just thought, obviously, I want to continue on with music because I just didn't want to end it there. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do it again, I obviously want to be comfortable with who's in the band, and I just want like random people, and then like 6 months down the line, they turn out to be assholes or they don't like me. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. So I text Jordan, who I've toured with 1,000 times when I was in Bullet, and Legend Still Remains. And we've always gone up great. So I just text him, and it skyrocketed from there.
So you guys are spread out all over between the UK and the US, right?
Yeah, I'm in Wales, UK. Jordan's in Grand Rapids, Michigan. James is in Minnesota or Minneapolis. Excuse my geography.
No, that's
Travis
good.
is in Texas, and Jay is he lives 5 minutes away from me here in the UK.
So you guys, when you guys recorded this new record, Death Melodies, did you kind of bounce the ideas off each? Did you ever get a chance to get into a room together, or did you guys pretty much record it all and workshop it remotely?
We started writing in 2019. We got together just before the pandemic hit, and we started, because with the best stuff for us comes together when we are together. So we wrote Broken Bones first, and then the pandemic hit. So we was file sharing via the internet, like writing that way. So a couple of songs was written via computers, which is not the best. And then Canada opened its borders for vaccinated UK and American citizens. So we were like, boom. I think we did like 10 days in Canada and wrote 5 or 6 songs for Death Melodies, and then the rest kind of just evolved. I think, and then Jay flew over and they wrote another 2 together. So yeah, it definitely works better when we're together writing music.
Yeah, I feel like it's like even I just talked to one of the guys from the band Job for a Cowboy yesterday, and they're in a similar situation to you guys. They're kind of spread out between the UK and I think one guy's in like Ireland, and then they got a guy in Texas and a guy in Colorado and stuff. So I don't think they ever even got together in the to play the songs. So that's cool to hear that you guys actually. I feel like it's so much better that way. Like you really have to be able to feel it out a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you're in a room together, you're all relaxed, you all know each other, you know what works, and then if you're on your own, you're kind of like, is that cool? There's no one going, oh, that part's really cool, It's just like you're just there on your own thinking, is that okay? And then you got to wait. For me anyway, I send the file off and wait for America to wake up, and then I'm going to bed. So it's just like, oh, it's just weird. But the energy of writing music together is you can't pay for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember who I was watching talking about going to concerts and just it's like, yeah, you can find almost anything on YouTube, but there's still nothing like experiencing a concert in person.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I grew up watching. I saw some great bands growing up. I mean, I watched a band the other day, and I think live music has changed a lot since I did my last show with Bullet. There's definitely a lot of more backing tracks than I ever realized now, and I was just like, and no one cared. It was a big arena show, and no one cared. And I was just thinking, when I was growing up, to be in the metal world, you practice and practice and practice really hard because metal music is pretty hard to play. So to get your chops down and to get, but then now they're just relying on computer, which is cool. If they want to do that, that's cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like,
we've had this conversation before with a couple different people because there are times when if you've got certain production elements you want to run backing tracks for, cool. But yeah, I feel like too many people rely too heavily on it to the point where you're not even really getting a live experience at some point.
no, I mean, I'm down for Killer Lights use, like, if we obviously there's only guitars, drums, and bass and vocals in Killer Lights, but on the albums there's like strings, there's piano, there's like on the new album there's a gospel choir. So obviously we can't afford to take all of that out. So that will probably be on track. But when live like main vocals and guitar parts are on track, and like looking like this guitar player and he's not even playing the guitar, I'm just like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
It gets a little extreme. If you're just doing like keys or something, additional
Yeah.
keys, it's cool. And I get it too. Like some bands run the click and everything, like they're all playing on a metronome, which makes them sound tighter, which I totally understand that too. But I feel like there's nothing like seeing a band without a net. Like Led Zeppelin never used a click track or any kind of backing tracks. So
Yeah, well, it's the way of the world at the moment.
yeah. I'm curious, where did you guys, how did the name Kill the Lights come about? Is there like a story behind that or anything?
I was listening to demos we were doing for the first album, and on the song Through the Night, I thought I heard James say "Kill the Lights" because I was on the way. I just had an album up with my wife, so I put my headphones on. I was walking down the pub for a few beers, and I thought I heard James say "Kill the Lights," and I was like, "Oh, that'd be a real good name for a band." Did you say "Kill the Lights"? And he was like, "Oh, it does. It's not Kill the Lights." So I was like, "Oh, should we call the band Kill the Lights?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's cool."
Yeah, it's a good name.
Well, thanks.
I like it. So the new album is Death Melodies. It's out March 8th. Is that
Correct.
right? What are you guys planning on doing? Do you have any? I know that a couple singles you've already released. From Ashes is already out. Do you have any plans for the build up to the release of the album, or like, are you guys doing any tours once it comes out or anything like that?
Yeah, there will be 5 singles off this before the album comes out. So we've released 4. No, there's 6 going to come. So we released 4. There's another 2 due. We announced our UK and European tour today. So we're working on the rest of the world now to get all that in place. So this year is basically tour, and next year as well.
Are you guys going to be over here in the States?
That's what we're aiming for. I mean, we're fighting hard, but it's a tricky place at the moment.
Yeah. We talked to a lot of European bands, and like the visa thing, and then like now with the COVID stuff and everything, it's like,
Yeah,
it seems like it's a lot of paperwork and red tape.
but we're aiming. That's going to be the label American. The band is basically American, except for me and Jay. So that's where we need to be once we've done this tour. So that's what we're heading for.
Yeah. Half the band's over here.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, man. What are some of your influences, like as a drummer, as a musician yourself? What kind of drove you into music? Like, what are some of your inspirations?
The drummer who got me drumming was Dave Grohl. When I was into Nirvana, basically opened the door for me, and then I just started digging underground, and I found Pantera, Judas Priest, Metallica, Iron Maiden, and then I got into that, and then from there I went more into the hardcore scene, like the straight edge scene, like all the Victory Records stuff, like Earth Crisis and stuff like that. I love Snapcase, I love Vision Disorder,
Oh,
and then
nice.
I went into punk. And yeah, it went all over the place. I just come from a range of musical background, really.
You're the first person who's ever mentioned that band, Vision of Disorder. They're like one of my favorites, just because of some of their
They're incredible.
because of some of their guitar licks, the stuff that guy's doing. It's almost like it sounds like a storm or something. Sometimes he does these riffs that almost sound like they're spinning. And Earth Crisis too. That's another band that I was never straight edge, but I grew up in Salt Lake City, and so there was kind of that element there. And Earth Crisis is another one of my favorite bands that I think they get so overlooked.
Oh yeah, that album, Breed the Killers, is an absolutely incredible album.
Yeah. It has a Homeboy from Machine Head on one of the tracks on it.
Yeah, that's right. Brad Flynn.
Yeah, and actually the dude from Darkest Hour mentioned them the other day too as an influence, and I thought, wow, I never would have put that together, but because they're kind of doing similar metalcore to what you guys are doing, but a little bit more political leaning, and Earth Crisis definitely had that bent to them. I would even argue like they were one of the first bands to do the like growl vocal through everything.
Oh yeah. I mean, when I first heard Earth Crisis, me and my friends thought it was a joke because we didn't really hear anything like that before. We were like, what? And then you were like, oh, put that cool song on again, and then you just start getting into it, and then that's it, you're in. I mean, for me, I think Vision of Disorder, they were probably one of the originators of metalcore music, I think,
Yeah, totally.
I reckon they are.
In that era too, I was lucky enough to get to see them live with another band called Candiria. Have you ever heard of Candiria?
Yeah, we took Candiria out in the UK when I was in Bullet.
Oh yeah, so that drummer Kenneth Shaw, he's such a badass. Yeah, I got to see them at the Troubadour in Hollywood with Vision of Disorder, and that was like one of the most memorable shows. So that's cool. Like we obviously have similar tastes in that genre pool.
Oh yeah, I love all some hardcore stuff. I love Snapcase as well, the band Snapcase.
Have you ever heard of Modern Life is War?
I've heard of the name. I haven't heard the music.
Yeah, you might dig them actually. They're kind of like more of a modern continuation of that kind of stuff. One thing I think is interesting though is as a Brit, like it's cool that you're influenced by an American drummer because I feel like it's the reverse is usually the case. Like most American drummers are like John Bonham or Keith Moon or like we'll name some British cat. So it's interesting that you're like Dave Grohl.
Yeah, I think all of my drum influences are American, really, to be honest. Like Vinnie Paul from Pantera, Scott Travis, Judas Priest, he's American, British band for American drummer. Yeah, Dave Grohl. I mean, they're all American. And only later in life I realized how good John Bonham was when I become like a drummer, you know. I was
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
okay.
Because
Otherwise,
it's not your era.
yeah, exactly. But it was a good when we were doing the fourth Bullet album. That's all I was listening to was Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, they're Bonham is like just unbelievable. I was watching some drum thing the other day where this guy was showing like Bonham this I can't remember what beat it was. I think it might have been Moby Dick, the beginning of Moby Dick, but he was like showing this cowbell thing and like how he's playing like completely independent of the cowbell. He's doing all this stuff on the kick and snare, and I'm just like, no one could touch that
Oh no
for a
way!
while
For someone to do all of that, like back in
in
those
that
years,
era.
yeah,
Yeah, like he was playing like
crazy.
metal stuff in like the 70s.
Yeah, on 1 foot.
Right. No double kick.
No,
So, I mean that's pretty much most of the questions I had. Is there anything else that you want to talk about or anything else you want to promote?
no, just please, everyone, just go and whatever they do, stream, buy, or whatever the album, you know. And I hope everyone enjoys it as much as we enjoy playing it and writing it. So, and we will be on tour, so come and see us and say hello.
Yeah, I hope you guys get out to the US. I'll love to come through. I'm in the LA area, so and the singles are great. I listened to the 2024 release. The From Ashes single has like there's a couple other songs in there. But it's basically just all the singles you've released today, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's fifth one coming very soon, and then like just like a lyric video when the album drops as well. Very dark stuff.
Was there any kind of a specific theme for this batch of songs, or was it all over the place? Did you guys have kind of like any kind of a concept that you stuck to, or was it just kind of as it
No,
came?
I mean we're always like, if it's a good song, let's just continue it. If it's an acoustic song, let's continue it and finish it. If it's a real heavy song, let's continue and finish it. There's no like barriers. We don't want to put ourselves in like a box. Our thing is, if it's good, put it on the album, really. So, I mean, the album name Death Melodies came about because that was like a name of a song which was going to go on the album. But I was reading James's lyrics and they were all like quite dark and about dying, about death. So I was like, why don't we call the album Death Melodies? And everyone was like, oh, yeah, cool. So I think it's a real good name and it sticks
Fit
out
the
a
theme.
lot.
Yeah, yeah. It's got a connotation, I guess.
Mm. Yeah, it's really good. I'm glad we named it. My wife was like, "You should call it Unbroken Bones." I was like, "Death Melodies is a way better name."
Yeah, Death Melodies is good because it kind of sounds like. I mean, it's the perfect way to describe a heavy songs, right?
Mm.
It's like it's almost like sounds like it's like grab the hymnal of Death Melodies or something, you know?
Yeah, that's what the album cover is. The album cover is a book. Yeah,
Right.
so you
Okay, dope.
open the book,
Yeah,
Death
open to
Melody.
page 42 in your hymnal of Death Melodies and sing
Yeah,
along.
exactly.
Right. I have some clips I was gonna play. So I don't if you want to stick around, if you got a few minutes and you want to watch some of these clips, they're both Pantera and Metallica related. But
Yeah,
if you
let's
got to cut
go.
out too, that's cool. You want to stick around for a minute?
Yeah, let's go. But if a kid runs in, I might have to jump.
Awesome. No, it's funny because so whenever I start these streams, I'm sure it's later in the evening where you're at. It's the morning here. and I'll turn my computer on, and it never fails. As soon as I like log into a stream, a dude with a leaf blower shows up, or like a weed whacker outside my window. I'm like, all right, great. Like this guy's been gone. It's like they're waiting for me to go online, and like, all right, there he is. Turn it on. So it's like same thing with kids. Like as soon as you do anything where you need them to be quiet, they're piping up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so check this out. So this is really cool. Actually, I found this morning, and it's a clip of Dime talking about partying with Zach Wilde, and I thought this was super cool because, you know, obviously they're touring now with Zach.
Man, I don't even know where to start. Just me and that dude had everything in common from day one.
So listen,
man.
this is kind of long, but it's good.
You know, we kind of helped turn each other into more of a maniac than we were to begin with. Just fucking all love and respect to Zach and the Black Label camp. You know, I think the best story is, well, every time we get around each other, it's just something's gonna get broke, somebody's going down in flames, and shit's gonna fly. It's just how it goes, you know. And so he came down to do this this photo shoot for the cover of Guitar World magazines. We got all dressed up in camo paint, army fatigues and everything, and went out in the weeds.
This was like 2002 or 2003, I want to say.
Took some pictures and shit, you know, and tanking up all day long and getting shit rolling. And by about, well, this was a long, extended day. It started around 2 o'clock that day. And he was supposed to be on a plane at something like 9 o'clock at night. He had to get home, take care of Barbara and the kids. And fucking, it was Christmas time and all this stuff. And the main thing was to get Zach on the fucking plane so he didn't miss his flight, you know. And so, in the midst of all the hell raising and crazy shit that's going on, we get the photo shoot done and all the interview and everything done. And Zach's jamming to some of our new shit, and I was like, dude, man, if you want to blow a lead on that, man, I'd love to have you. He'd go, dude, I'll fucking do it right now. You know, Zach, man, I ain't scared of shit. You know, we took him downstairs, plugged him up, I tuned him up, he sat down and just put it on the fucking Paul, and just fucking blazed this fucking amazing lead. And we're like, dude, that's it, dude. And he's like, no, one more time, bro. He goes again, and fucking it was even better. We're like, dude, leave it alone. That's it. It's done. So he plays the outro lead on Reborn, and just more shit. Just we can't ever run out of stuff to do because something's always going on, you know. So we're starting to get pretty blazed up, man. And it's about time to get Zach to the fucking airport. And somehow or another, we were at that point to where it was about to go over the edge, but we hadn't quite broke into insanity yet. And hugs and kisses, everybody taking. We get Zach out of there. He's going to the airport. He's going to do the family thing, and everything's perfect. And I'm like, God, I can't believe that actually worked out because we know how it's going to go. I get a call about 30 minutes later. I'm sitting at a restaurant, or about actually more like an hour and 30 minutes later. I'm sitting at a restaurant getting some grub, and it's fucking Nick Bocott, and he goes, Dime Damage? It's Nicholas Bocott. We're here at the fucking airport with fucking Zach went to the bar to get a fucking beer and he missed his fucking flight and it was the last flight out. We're coming back. And I said, come on. So that's when the madness began. He got back and he's like, all right, bro, we're in for the long fucking haul. I'm like, let's go. We started tanking just fucking ridiculous amounts and get back to the house and we're fucking just jamming tunes and fucking going ape shit. And it's about 5 in the morning. Somehow or another, I'm still fucking hanging. And I like call up the limo guy. This dude that's been driving me for years. I called him up and I said, dude, look, you gotta come get fucking Zach, put him in the fucking car, get him to the airport. My old lady's booked him a flight, you know? It's like, come get him, it's his flight's at 8 o'clock, it's like 5 now, just come on over and let's get him moving that way. He's like, dude, I don't have a car handy, but I'll tell you what, I just got my wife a brand new Ford Expedition. I can drive him in that. I'm like, dude, he doesn't need a fucking limo, just come get him and get him there. Because his old lady's getting tight. And
the warden, bro.
The warden, bro. Fuck.
It gets better from
Anyway,
here, surprisingly.
So here comes the limo guy, pulls up, and normally he comes in and, like, you know, stocks the limo, gets the ice and everything and shit out of my house because, you know, we're bros and stuff. And he comes in to take a fucking piss, left his car running out there, and I jump in it with Zach. And I got this big metal Christmas tree in my fucking front yard. And I go, let's get a bull, you know, pop it in gear. Light them up, burn the tires off, and smash into this Christmas tree. Shit goes flying everywhere, and we're like, woo! Pull it back around, and I'm like, dude, let's get out and act like nothing happened. He goes, fuck that, let me get a pull, bro. And he gets behind the wheel, and we took off on the fucking true blessed hell ride from hell for about 45 minutes. First thing, stop sign, flattens it, 4 mailboxes in a row. Fucking, here goes the fucking fence. We're lost, dude. We're out in the cow pasture and shit, you know, where my house is and shit. And anyway, man, next thing we're on a fucking soccer field. We're everywhere, just taking dips and shit, flying all over the fucking place in this thing. I mean, it was dangerous, man, very dangerous, man. But goddamn, we had a good time, man. And we get back to the house. The fucking best part was Nick Bocott and the rider was sitting in the back seat, and they're fucking flying all over the place. Oh God, let me out! Holy shit! You know, I got a hold of the old shit handle and go, goddamn, oh shit! And we're flying. Anyway, 45 minutes of just non-stop. And so we get back to the house, we come pulling up, dude. All the fucking rearview mirrors are hanging off this fucking thing. It has no front bumper. The headlights are both smashed out. The fucking windshield smashed. Scratches, everything. The whole undercarriage is dragging the fucking ground. And we come pulling up in it, and smoke's coming out of the hood. And I throw the door open before I could say a word. My limo guy's standing there, and he goes, "That's my boys. Ain't nothing Zach and Dom can't pay for." You know, and so anyway, that's the story. Has a really cool ending. So anyway, Zach got stuck. He fucking missed his flight. Stays at my house for like 2 more days, and dude, just it was nonstop, fucking just going. And then we try to get him to the airport. We get him there, and he goes to the fucking bar again. Stays in this room. He got in so much fucking trouble. He finally gets home, and my old lady has to call the warden up and tell her, "Hey, dude, they just." Because we put the car in the shop just to see what it would take. They said it's totaled. You know, luckily we had some friends at the Ford shop, Westway, thank you. And they said, "Look, I'll tell you what we'll do. Get us a Zach guitar and a Dime guitar. We'll sell this fucking thing on the auction. We'll take the money and we'll roll him into a 2003 car and we'll get him a brand new one for his old lady. They'll be happy." So we actually made all that happen. She got the brand new car. Oh, she was tight too. But anyway, the limo dude's wife got the new car, and fucking. Anyway, so the cops call the house, you know, and they like found the license plate.
Yeah, they found the bumper and the license plate
laying on the fucking soccer field and shit. And they're like, "We got calls all last night about some long-haired, blonde-haired dude in dime bag driving through the neighborhood, raising hell, running down mailboxes, and tearing up shit. You know, we need the boys to come down here and talk to us and give us a statement." And I was like, dude. You know,
we done got on their website and found out he's the guitar player for Ozzy Osbourne. They were like all excited. They thought they had their Michael Irvin. They were going to get one, you know.
This is right at Christmas time, you know. And
he's the guitar player for Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, we got him up on the website right now. And, you know, my old lady went down, talked to him, told him, "Sorry, look, they just got a little out of hand, you know. Sorry, Zach's a big dude, and when he's out of control, you can't really, you know, just watch out, let him go, you know. You can't really straighten a dude like that out, you know." And he goes, "Oh, we're going to let it slide since it's Christmas holidays, but we're going to have y'all come on down, you know, first of next year, and come on down. Chief wants to see Dimebag here anyway." So they start calling, dude. I go down there. This is after Christmas. I'm just fucking, I'm done. I call up my attorney, "Dude, I need you to come down here, dude. I don't want to be incriminated." "Oh, yeah, we got criminal mischief charges on you, Mr. Zach Wild. We need you to come on down." And anyway, so I go down there. My lawyer is there before I am, and he comes out and he goes, "Dime, it's going to be a little different than I think you think it's going to be. Let's go on in and let's deal with this guy." And we walk in. The guy walks up and he goes, "Hey, how you doing, Mr. Dimebag? Nice to meet you. Finally get to meet you. You know what, man? It's really, really such a nice honor to have you living in our community, and we kind of look at you as the ambassador of Dalworthington Gardens, and just was so cool to me. I couldn't believe I got my checkbook in one pocket. I'm just like ready to just shell out whatever." And he's like, "You know, man, we like to take care of kids. We do a bunch of homeless kid stuff. We like to work with all this stuff, and every report I've ever got on you has been nothing but great, man. Said you spent good time with the kids, gave them right wisdom, and, you know, signed their autograph and told them to straighten up and fly right. And that's the kind of guy we need around here. Now, about all this other stuff, we're going to let it slide, but you can go fix on Mr. Chapman's fence down there on the left, and we took care of the stop signs and the mailboxes, and just try not to let it happen again." I was like, "You gotta be kidding me, man."
Every minute of it, man.
Anyway, that's it. Seeing that story made me wonder, like, how often that kind of thing really happened.
Oh yeah, I believe every word.
I'm sure that he did that kind of stuff all the time, because if you've seen those Pantera videos,
Yeah.
they were always engaged in some crazy drunk shenanigans.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, when I was in Bullet, me and the boys, we used to watch those Pantera movies, and me, Padge, and Jay used to basically try and do as much as we could to be like Pantera.
Dime was so ahead of the game too, because now everyone has a phone that they record things on. But back in the 90s, no one had a phone, but he had a camera and he was like filming everything everywhere they went.
Yeah.
He was like doing TikTok and social media before it was cool.
Yeah. Well, I gotta go. I can hear the kids.
All right, man. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate it, man. The album Death Melodies, everybody, comes out March 8th. Check it out. Moose, come back through and talk to me again when you got something else going on, man. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, man. Most definitely. I'll see you soon.
Take care of yourself, brother.
Go on. Bye.
Peace. All right. So Kill the Lights, metalcore band. I mean, that guy was in Bullet for My Valentine. He's a veteran of the game. Let's put it that way. So very much appreciate him hanging out for the duration of that. And on that note, with the Pantera stuff, I just wanted to show this one last Pantera related clip that I thought was cute. So check this out.
Able to speak to Dimebag Darrell today, what would you say to him if he can hear you?
I would say, Bubba, I miss you so much. I love you so much. You feel like jamming? That's exactly what I'd say. I'd say, you wanna let's jam something, man.
That'll be awesome.
I thought that was a very heartfelt, kind of touching moment. So anyway, I got one last clip before we shut down, and kind of close out today's stream. But if you've seen our slate, we've got people booked through Monday of next week, and actually Friday. So next Friday, we've got Keith Wallen, the guitar player from Breaking Benjamin, who's doing solo stuff. His solo stuff is really killer, actually. Monday, we have Soil, and I believe the guy's name is Tom King, I want to say, or Tim King from Soil. Forgive me if I fuck that up. I'm pretty sure it's Mr. King from Soil. And then Friday, we have Molly Diago. She's a singer-songwriter, kind of up and coming. And then Thursday, we have Mr. Mark Daly. That's tomorrow. And Mark Daly is an Irish singer-songwriter who's touring right now with Mr. Big. So that's kind of our slate for the next couple of days. We got some really good stuff, and we're always booking other stuff. Like, I'm actually working on someone that I would really like to get that I can't talk about yet because it's kind of like in the preliminary stages. But we're always in talks to get good guests. So if you know anyone that wants to talk to us that's in a band that has any clout whatsoever, even if they don't have clout, if I like their music, I'll talk to them. Send them our way. So anyway, this last clip, I thought this was really interesting because first of all, it has Lars, what I like to call Lars and M. It's kind of like Lars and Eminem combined. And then it's just kind of like this great clip of Dave Mustaine being in his feelings. And I'm showing it at the end here just in case YouTube kind of shuts my thing off because it's a clip from some kind of monster, which I still haven't watched. But anyway, watch this.
Of the pain I caused you.
That's not what I said.
Okay.
Do you have any idea
Of what I put you through.
No. What I went through. I mean, people hate me because of you. You know, I walk down the street and
I love Lars's haircut. Like he looks like Eminem. It's Lars and M. So this was like early 2000s too, I think. And this is before everyone really got in their feelings in a big way. So props to Dave for kind of being ahead of the curve on that.
shit say Metallica at me, and they do that to taunt me. I mean, when I would hear Metallica on the radio, I would be like, God, I have to turn this off because I just keep thinking, I fucked up. Right. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. You know, and by no means is it done because somebody else very important is not here. Right. Do I wish it was 1982 all over again and you guys woke me up and say, hey, Dave, you know what? You need to go to AA? Yeah. I'd give anything for that chance.
All right. So the reason I want to talk about this is I am glad that that did not happen. And I think a lot of people will agree with me on this because if that had happened, Dave Mustaine, we would not have so much great music from Megadeth. I mean, Rust in Peace would not exist if that had happened. Countdown to Extinction, Euthanasia, then go backwards, like Peace Sells. Like, because of that chain of events, Dave Mustaine went on to produce a lot of incredible music that he would not have otherwise produced on his own. So, you know, I know like this is kind of an old clip and he's kind of in his feelings, and this is, you know, 20 years ago. So it's way outdated, and I'm sure his feelings have been updated since then. But I just wanted to say, Dave, I mean, as a fan of your music, don't think that way. You know, like the fact that you left Metallica was a good thing. Even if it happened on terrible bad terms, whatever, we got a ton of great music out of that process, out of you leaving Metallica. As you know, the world works in mysterious ways, and yeah, you know the deal. I'm glad that Dave Mustaine was kicked out of Metallica, because if he hadn't been kicked out of Metallica, we would not have gotten Rust in Peace. So thank you, Lars and M. Thank you, Lars and M. Bleach haired, slim shit. Lars Shady, maybe is a better. Thank you, Lars Shady, for kicking Dave Mustaine out of Metallica back in the day, because I love Rust in Peace. I love Euthanasia. I love even System Has Failed. Some of the newer stuff that Dave's put out is real solid. I mean, it's nothing's gonna top Rust in Peace. Don't get me wrong. That's his Master of Puppets. But, you know, Megadeth sells a lot of good stuff. So thanks again for to Moose for dropping in today from Kill the Lights. Their new record, Death Melodies, is out March 8th. Check it out. Check out the singles. Tomorrow we have Mr. Mark Daly, an Irish singer-songwriter who's got some pretty heavy stuff. Check his stuff out. And we'll see you tomorrow. Keep it brutal.